Hey, good morning, everyone. So now we're going to continue from where we left off last time, which was on the select all question. So now we will work on the select by ID and the Japanese cities attributes. So jumping over into the select by ID, we see that the question is query all columns for a city in the city table with the ID 1661. The city table is described as follows. ID, name, country code, district, and population. Man, I couldn't get that out. But anyways, so, well, like I always say, we're going to start with select from where. Sometimes I don't do this, but in the beginning I like to do it a lot. It really helped me out. So then it's asking us to get all the columns. So we have to break it down piece by piece so we don't miss anything. So since it wants all the columns, you can either list out all the columns like we said previously, or you can use the asterisks and that will get you all the columns. From where? We are going to be getting it from the city table. So city, where, now this is the condition, so where the ID equals 1661. So we see that this is in fact the name of the column. We must get this correct. The name of the column here is ID, so we say ID equals 1661. All right. Now let's run the code. Let's see if I'm correct in the first place. All right, it worked. So we got back the output, which is for the ID is 1661, which is what we are looking for. This is the name. This is the country code, so it's in Japan, and the district is Saitama, and then the population is listed here, 162. So that is the question for select by ID. Now we will move on to the Japanese cities. So query all attributes of every Japanese city in the city table. Okay. The country code for Japan is JPN, which is what we saw in the previous query. The city table is described as follows. So again, we're working with the same table, and I'm going to guess that we're probably going to work with the similar tables moving forward. I don't think they'll change it. At least I don't remember. Okay, so let's begin. Select from where? So it wants all attributes. So select all, and what table are we working on? So we're working on the city table. City, where what condition is true? So where we want the country code for Japan is JPN. So we see that the name of the column is country code equals JPN. And I'm going to try something just to kind of bring it up. So JPN. This should work, right? Hmm. You know what? I'm actually surprised that it worked. So since we're working with strings, we try to be very precise because as you see here, it's listed as JPN, and JPN is different than JPN, which is different from JPN. So this is actually a pleasant surprise. I will look into this, but for best practice, write it down the way it's listed. So you see here that they document it as capitalized. So we'll use capital J, capital P, and capital N. So let's run it. All right, it works. We submit the code. Woohoo, we got it. Perfect. And those are the two questions. So this is Japanese city attributes. And you know what? Let's do another one because these were very short and very easy. So select by ID, Japanese cities. Let's go into Japanese city names. Okay, so let's start how we always start. Select from where, and let's read the question. So query the name of all Japanese cities in the city table. So the same table we've been working on. The country code for Japan is JPN. Okay. You know what? Sometimes I get tripped out by these questions because they're very similar, and I start questioning myself, asking if we just solved this one. Um, but I guess I try to give you a lot of practice with similar ideas so you really get it. So I will probably start doing more than just two at once, so we can get through most of these pretty quickly. Um, so yeah, let's go back. So in this situation, they're asking for all the names, not just not all the attributes. So name here is a specific column. It's a specific field that holds a string. So we will say select name from what? From the city table where what condition is true. So where uh, Japan equals JPN. That is not correct. I did that as a joke. Okay, so where district, sorry, country code equals JPN. So I did that as a joke to kind of like remind us that whatever column that we use, it has to be exact to what we're using here. And you have to choose the correct column. Um, so sometimes in this situation, they're named pretty well. So it's named country code, district, population, but in more real life practices, they don't really follow some of these conventions and they are named pretty non-straightforward things. So be very familiar with what table you are working on, is my advice. Okay, so let's run it. Fingers crossed. Perfect, it worked. So I'm going to submit it. It has been submitted and another one done. So Japanese city names, here we go. So I'm gonna leave, finish here. In the next questions, I will probably try to tackle most of these weather observation questions. Um, Maybe not at once, but I will try to tackle maybe like four or five at once because they seem pretty easy. But yeah, thank you for joining me. I hope you guys have a great day. Take it easy. All right, bye.